What's going on, prospectors? Digdaddy out here in the shed bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. And today we've got ourselves a gear review. Now, I usually try to avoid doing reviews on my own stuff, but I've been asked a couple times to do a demo at least, and so I'd like to put one of those out for you guys. It's not really going to be a review so much as a demo and a kind of a tour of our Toolbox Sluice. So sit back and relax. We're going to zoom in over here, and I'm going to give you a tour and a rundown of how this thing works, and tell you where to get one. Don't go anywhere. All right, now a little bit of history about the Toolbox Sluice. When I took a trip down to California, I needed something to have with me that I could go through my concentrates from the prospecting camp, so that I'd be, ready with my dirt and not have to haul a bunch of weight back to Seattle with me. So I put together a sluice box inside of a toolbox. So this is what it's evolved into. Now, up on top, you have all the goodies you need for processing your dirt or your gold once you've caught it. We're including a little golden shovel so that you have something to scoop your cons out into the sluice with. A snuffer bottle to suck up all the goodies once you've dropped them into your pan. From that snuffer bottle, you can drop them in your little metal cup. We'll leave that out since we're going to show what that's for. And you can cook them up with an included butane torch lighter. Flip it down, push the button. You got fire. Now, while you're running your dirt, of course, because it's going to be recirculating, you're going to want a little bit of jet dry, so I'm going to include a little bit of jet dry. Now, the great thing about this is you can refill it if you pop the top and pop the inside top, so you can just top off your little bottle from your wife's bottle that's in the kitchen. You won't get yelled at for stealing the bottle of jet dry. And of course, once it's all done, a little vial that you can store your gold in. Inside the case, you'll find this little metal piece here. It does magnet to the back end here for storage, but when it's in use, you pop it onto this little loop here, and that holds it firmly so you can put your cup in. That's going to have your wet gold, and you torch it down. When that's not in use, you just put it back here against the back wall, and it magnets into place. Now, the sluice itself, really easy to set up. Down below, we have a 300 gallon per hour pump that has an adjustable flow nozzle. So if it's too much for you at full, or you have some really fine material, you can tone it down to completely closed or anywhere in between. Now, when you're setting up, you're going to pull out your header box, hold it here, or leave it there, put your tube through, and you can use this hand to hold everything in place while you slip this thing into the tube. It doesn't need to go super deep into there. There's not enough pressure to really blow it off the hose. It just needs to be in there and secure. Your power cable comes through, and you can go plug that in. Grab your sluice box. This only fits the Prospector's Dream Pocket Micro Sluice. One will be included with it. If you want to pick up other colors, head over to Prospector's Dream. And I do have a few other styles and colors available as well. To secure it down, you're going to take your bungee. There are some holes made in the panel here so that it'll hold it nice and secure. Add about 2 gallons of water and you are ready to rock. Now I'm going to move this over to this table over here, and we'll get some water flowing. Once you got yourself a nice stable place to set your sluice up, all you need is a couple of gallons of water. Oh, don't pour it too fast. And from there, all you got to do is plug her in and get your dirt. Now we got a little bit of dirt with a little bit of gold in it. We're going to run that down the sluice and see what we can find. So first things first, plug her in. Now you may get a little bit of drip through, but that's perfectly fine because everything's just going to drip right back down into the tub below. So no worries there. Otherwise, this sluice is running perfectly. Now, of course, because it's recirculated water, a little bit of jet dry as is included. You'll hear the tone of the water change ever so slightly. Once it does, you are good to go. Now, of course, we'll get this dirt wet. Since the dirt has some water with jet dry in it, that'll keep everything from floating. We'll grab our little shovel and we're ready to go. Now, I always recommend go through your sluice before you start running your dirt and make sure there's no air bubbles. The pocket sluice and the micros, they absolutely can pick up some amount of air bubbles in there, so you just want to make sure to clear all those out so that your gold doesn't float right out the top of your sluice. You can also pick these up on the Backyard Prospecting shop at some point here soon in the future. Alright, now we're going to run with some dirt. I recommend setups like this for a couple pounds of pay dirt at a time, concentrates and pay dirt. After you ran that, you'll probably just want to clean your tailings out so they don't pile up too high. And then keep it going. Otherwise, you can keep going until the mat is completely saturated with gold. This dirt is really garnet heavy, lots of black sands in there. And a nice amount of gold. You don't want to run it too fast because again you are only working with about 5 to 6 inches of actual mat, which is the sweet spot for dream mat. But again, too much material over such a small surface may push the gold far enough out that you could lose it, but just slow it down a little bit. Again, this is for pay dirt and cons, not necessarily for running pounds and pounds and pounds of material out in the river. Probably want to get something a little bit bigger. There's your gold, baby. We're catching all sizes of gold in here, from the tiny tinies to big pickers. The mat is mostly caught everything up here. A couple pieces did make their way to the lower end down here, but it looks like only one piece got to the last. Now, I always recommend run your dirt and then run your tailings just to make sure nothing got by you. Again, because this is such a small mat, if you feed it too quickly, you do take that chance of letting that gold slide out before it's had a chance to drop. But again, that's just a matter of slowing down, and as always, rerun your tailings. So 90%, 99% catch rate, not too bad for a first time through. At this point, all you got to do is unlatch your sluice, pop it out, and dump its contents out into your favorite pan. Sometimes you don't even need any water to clean it out further, but always a good idea to grab a little bit and squirt it out just in case there's any flour gold or something stuck behind in the cells. Plus, we'll need a little bit of water here in a minute anyways. And that's that. Set that to the side. And then you just pan out your super cons, as you normally would. As you can see, the Dream Mat doesn't leave a whole lot of stuff to have to go through, so you can just back pan it real easily. If you're having issues with your gold floating, go grab your jet dry bottle and throw a couple drops in there. That'll take care of that. Otherwise, a couple shakes, a couple taps, and you're good to go. And there's your gold, baby. Next thing, of course, you're going to grab your included snuffer bottle, sucker up all your gold. The pieces that don't get suckered up, now, if they're too big to get suckered up, good on ya. That's called a picker. Pick that up with your fingers. Everything else, snuff it into your bottle. Finally, you'll grab your included metal cup, flip it over the top, shake it around, flip it down, shake it one more time, and that'll force all your gold down to the bottom, out of the snuffer, to the bottom of the cup, and that'll minimize the chance of anything floating. Again, anything that's pick upable, ding 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 ding, ding 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 ding, ding. Pick up and drop those in with your fingers. From here, pop it on your metal loop. and then hit it with the torch. Now, when it comes to putting your new toy away, first thing you want to break down is probably going to be the header box. Now, you're going to want to make sure you're holding the back tube and then the feeder tube, and you just wiggle them, pull them apart till they come apart easily. Drop any excess water back into the tub. Set this over to the side. Now you can take the top platform off of here. Drop any water that's dripped into it. Of course, let's put this guy away. Magnets right to the back. Move this to the side. Now, most of the weight here is obviously going to be the water, and there's a lot of it in this tub already from you running your dirt through it. So, grab the handle, pick that pail up, drop a little bit of that water off, and then you can go take these tailings, dump them outside, or put them back in a bin or something. Whatever you want to do with them. But you can definitely pour off a lot of this water right off the bat and save yourself a little bit of effort when it's time to pour this tub out. When it is time to pour this tub out, you can take that same pail and start bailing water. Dip it in, grab it, pour it out. Dip it in, pour it out. Once you get the water down here into a low enough amount that you feel comfortable carrying it, you can just take the whole thing, close it up, take it outside, dump your water out. Because there is sands in here, I don't recommend pouring this out into your home drains. You definitely want to pour it out outside. But once you're done with that, put it all away and bring it back out to pan another day. And there you go. That's our Toolbox Sluice for you. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Again, if you like what you see here and you want to pick one up for yourself, check back on the backyardprospecting.com website under the Prospector Shop. As they become available, I will be listing them there. And you can pick one up for yourself. So, this is Digdaddy signing out from the shed. If I don't see you out at the rivers, I'll catch you in the backyard. Peace!